to be able to establish the 4 articles of impeachment.
Right now po, siguro anyone can answer kung sino po yung gusto. Ano po yung biggest challenge na nakikita ng mga prosecutors sa paparating na impeachment trial? Anyone can answer po. Okay po. Sige, si Congressman Defensor.
One of the biggest challenges that we face is fake news, trolls na mali ang ikinakalat na balita, maling ebidensya ang binabarina sa utak ng ating mga kababayan. Ang fake news at trolls, dapat matigil na yan. And this impeachment is one of the biggest step that we can take for accountability to start in this country. Pero dapat ma-overcome din natin ang fake news dahil hindi natin maaabot ang katotohanan, hindi lang sa impeachment na to, but truth in everyday living. Kung hindi natin ma-overcome ang fake news at mga trolls na umaatake, hindi lang sa House of Representatives, but to truth itself.
Thank you, Kong. Siguro last na po on my end to Congresswoman Luistro. We are all aware po doon sa Senate leadership change nitong nakaraan. And hanggang ngayon po, medyo uncertain pa rin because 13-11 pa rin yung majority and minority. Is this something na concern po ang prosecutors? I mean, are you concerned with the current majority members or with the current lineup of senators, especially dun sa majority ay kilala naman pong kaalyado talaga ni VP Sara at ng mga Dutertes?
Well, let us all be reminded that this is a constitutional duty that the public prosecutors are trying to fulfill. So regardless of who are in the majority and who are in the minority, the 11 prosecutors will be very much obliged to help establish these 4 articles of impeachment. We wish to express also our highest respect to all the senator judges. We understand that even they are responding to their constitutional duty. So we expect that we as public prosecutors will be responding to their mandate in the same way that the senator judges will be impartial and independent in hearing and resolving these articles of impeachment as what the Constitution mandates.
Thank you, Lance. Dwight De Leon of Rappler, go ahead with your questions.
Hello po, good afternoon. Balik lang po ako kay Congressman Keith Flores. If you may just expound kung ano po yung personal political reasons for not voting in favor of, or for not, yeah, for basically not voting po sa impeachment. Given that last year, you also, if I'm not mistaken, you signed the impeachment case against the Vice President, and does it undermine the optics of the prosecution team that one of the members didn't vote in favor of impeachment?
Well, again, as I said, it's personal political reasons. But it's not the first time that a public prosecutor was nominated and elected in the impeachment process as a public prosecutor. Now, it happened before when a public prosecutor also did not vote for the articles of impeachment, but was nominated and elected by the House. Again, as I said, I yield to the collective wisdom of the members of the House when they elected me.
Is part of the reason, siguro po, based on consultation with constituents, did that play a role in why you didn't vote in favor of impeachment?
Well, yes, that played a factor of my decision on abstaining. But it wasn't because of the articles of impeachment. I could not, in good conscience, vote against the articles of impeachment because I was present all along when the Committee on Justice heard the evidence presented before.
When you say, sir, that your constituents played a role, is it because you consulted them and they had hesitations, they had reservations when it comes to the impeachment case?
Well, I think it cannot be denied that there are a lot of people in Mindanao who are actually for the Vice President. So That playing a factor, yes, that played a factor also in my considerations whether to vote or not to vote. But also as far as maybe the trust and confidence of the members of the House, maybe because I was already a member of the impeachment prosecutors in the previous year, and my familiarity with the case being a vice chairperson of the Committee on Justice, that played a role in their decision in electing me as one.
Thank you po. And one final question on my end to Kong Jinking or to any other prosecutor. Isa po sa fino-float na scenario during this impeachment conversation is yung paano kung mag-resign si Vice President Sara sa kanyang pwesto. How will that affect the trial or will that effectively abort the trial? Ano po ang posisyon ng prosecution patungkol dito?
Before I answer the question, let me just formalize the designation of Congressman Zia Jong and Congresswoman Rene Go. They are not talking heads, they are House trial spokespersons. Congressman Zia Jong and Congresswoman Rene Go. To answer your question, this is my opinion, not the opinion of the 11 prosecutors. We have to remember that there are two principal penalties in case the respondent in an impeachment case is convicted. These two principal penalties are removal and perpetual disqualification. While resignation from office will render moot and academic the penalty of removal, it is my position to the trial for the judges to be able to determine whether or not they will impose as well the penalty of perpetual disqualification. But that is my opinion. We haven't talked about this as 11 prosecutors of the HREP.
But is it an opinion shared by other members of the panel? Maybe Kong Shell?
Let's hear from them.
Yes, of course. That's a very valid observation made by our chair.
Sige po. Thank you po.
Thank you, Dwight. Rose Casap, UNTV is next.